budget and policy priorities, extending the Trump tax cuts would cost nearly $3.3 trillion over the next decade, with about 70% of the benefits going to the top 20% of households. The richest 1% would receive an average annual tax cut of about $50,000 yet again. But hey, I'm sure all that wealth is going to trickle down any day now. We've only been waiting since the 1980s. What's truly remarkable is how Trump still thinks this transparent routine works. He makes these performative gestures toward populism, saying stuff like, "I would graciously accept a tax increase on the rich," while actively working against policies that would actually help working class Americans. It's like watching a magician whose sleeve clearly has a rabbit sticking out, but still he expects you to be amazed when he pulls it out. And this isn't just empty rhetoric, it is actively harmful. When Trump and the Republicans passed their tax cut in 2017, they blew a $1.9 trillion hole in the budget. And now they're using that very deficit as an excuse, a pretense, to propose more cuts, this time to Social Security and Medicare. It is the oldest trick in the book: create a crisis, then use that crisis to justify cutting programs that help ordinary Americans. Remember, this is the same Donald Trump who once bragged about not paying federal income taxes, saying, "That makes me smart." The same Donald Trump whose businesses have declared bankruptcy 6 times, stiffing contractors and workers along the way. The same Donald Trump who was found liable for tax fraud in New York, where he systematically undervalued his properties to avoid paying his fair share of taxes. And now he wants us to believe that he's graciously willing to pay more in taxes? Give me a break. Trump is completely devoid of any long-standing principles, except for his insatiable desire to hoard as much money as humanly possible. The thing is, Trump knows that economic populism is popular. When you poll Americans on whether the wealthy should pay more in taxes, the answer is a resounding yes. According to a recent Gallup poll, 62% of Americans think that upper-income people pay too little in taxes. Trump isn't stupid. He sees these numbers and he tries to play both sides. But actions speak louder than words. Every significant economic policy from the Trump administration has been designed to benefit people exactly like Donald Trump, the ultra-wealthy who can hire teams of accountants and lawyers to exploit every loophole in the tax code. This Truth Social post is Trump in a nutshell: fake populism layered over policies that exclusively benefit the top 1%. He throws out some red meat about graciously accepting higher taxes while sending a very clear signal to Republicans in Congress to block any such measures. He knows his base responds to the populist messaging, even if his actual policies are anything but populist. I mean, let's be real here. He promised to drain the swamp and then filled his cabinet with more billionaires than any other cabinet in history. And look, I don't want to be unfair here, but something tells me that the wealthiest cabinet in the history of the United States of America probably isn't looking to collectively give up more of their wealth. Can't say for sure, but just a sneaking suspicion. I think the most telling part of this post might be his use of the word graciously, though. As if paying a fair share in taxes is some kind of personal favor that the wealthy bestow upon the rest of us out of the goodness of their hearts. That's not how taxation works in this country. It's not how taxation works in a functioning democracy. Taxation is not charity, it is civic duty. It is the price we pay for living in a society with roads and schools and clean water and national defense. But Trump doesn't see it that way because he's never viewed himself as part of the same society as the rest of us. The rules that apply to everybody else, those don't apply to him. Taxes are for the plebes, not for billionaires and important people like Donald Trump. All the while he cosplays as some opponent of the very elites that he emboldens.
It was during the Revolution that Jackson first confronted and defied an arrogant elite. Does that sound familiar to you? I wonder why they keep talking about Trump and Jackson, Jackson and Trump. Oh, I know the feeling, Andrew.
Right, the billionaire real estate mogul who lives in a gold-plated penthouse isn't an elite. Got it. So the next time you hear Trump claim to be fighting for the working class, remember this Truth Social post, where he signals to Republicans not to raise taxes on the wealthy, even a tiny increase, while pretending to be fine with it. This isn't a dog whistle, it is a bullhorn, but we can all hear exactly what he's saying. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, Signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.